Hi everyone. Okay, I'm gonna go live with AB Villiers. Where is AB?
You are much better than me with this. Eh?
There you are. I didn't know. I didn't know. Honestly, the easiest thing in the world could be so tough.
Are you on your laptop?
I'm on my phone actually. I'm not on my laptop.
So how did you do it then?
I went to you know how you get that the plus sign on your story.
Yes.
So you touch that, and then obviously the camera is facing you. You can see yourself, and then at the bottom of the screen, you have all these options, and you go far left,
Okay.
extreme left, and the live option is the first one. I couldn't figure it out myself.
Anyway, here we are. It's
How are
nice to
you,
see you
Biscuit?
again. Yeah, I'm very
Good
well,
to see
thank you.
you. Good to see you. Hair's looking good,
Hey,
nice
hey,
and
hey.
nice and combed.
This is
Yeah, but
listen
how's?
quite interesting with the lockdown. You know, we've been I don't know how many days now, what 28 or something silly.
Yeah.
Um, so my hair was very long, believe it or not.
Mm.
You know that both of us now don't have a lot of hair left, but I'm working on it. I'll never say die. Eh? Anyway,
Yeah.
I did this haircut 2 days ago by myself with clippers
Mm-hmm.
and scissors and the works. It's not bad, eh?
Wow,
It's
that's
a good effort.
impressive.
Uh,
I'm not surprised. Anything you do, it's good. So I'm not surprised.
Listen, and what's up with that beard? It's going more grey and grey by the day.
It's not the beard only now. Look at this. It's come it's come upstairs as well. And yeah,
uh,
it's
it's
making its way up there
wisdom,
as well. So
wisdom,
yeah,
bud.
wisdom, stress, everything. You know how it is. You know how it is.
Yeah, true.
What's been
Life,
happening? How's the family? Everyone safe? Everyone
very,
okay?
very good. Thanks. It took us about an hour to just to calm the boys down. They are
Hmm.
in fifth gear at the moment. Yeah, haven't been locked down for almost a month. They're quite
Hmm.
frustrated, and our garden is not very big. Eh? It's flies every square meter every day, so which is good. It keeps me fit. Eh?
Sweet, sweet. I know how
Uh,
energetic they are, and being neighbors, every morning sneaking into our room to steal packets of chips and say good morning and just give a high five and run away. Oh, those little beauties.
I actually when I told them I'm going to talk to you, they were very excited, and
Huh?
they fell in love with you basically last year with the IPL. It's just
Yeah,
Uncle Virat for 24 hours now. That's they want to see you, and I said, listen, boys, you'll get your opportunity when the IPL comes to talk to Uncle Virat, but this is our chat now.
yeah,
uh,
sweet. What's the situation in South Africa with the disease, and is it under control? What's happening?
yeah, it's not too bad, eh? Our president Cyril Ramaphosa said 1 minute. But the way he addresses the nation and doing little things like that is such a genuine human being. And I mean, I can't go on about him enough. He's really changing
Mm,
things in South Africa. Obviously, right now it's tough times,
mm,
but he's really handling it so well that everyone feels inspired. People have been so
mm,
disciplined, staying at home. You know the story,
mm.
washing hands. People haven't
Yeah.
gone out at all. But we've gone into a level 4 now, which means
Mm,
it's still serious, and we got to avoid social contact and
mm,
big gatherings and all of that. But at
mm,
least
mm,
it's one level down from five.
mm,
Sorry, we haven't reached it yet. It's going to be announced, I think, next week Thursday. But that'll
mm.
help a lot. So I can at least go for a jog. I think quite a few things will
Okay.
change, but it's
Okay.
still very risky and serious. And you?
Yeah, that's quite an advanced step for you guys. I mean, we have
Mm.
obviously been in lockdown for a long time now, and things are more or less, they went out of control in a few areas. But as you correctly mentioned, our leadership is doing a tremendous job as well. I think with the number of people that we have and the size of the country, I think we've done quite amazingly well to control the disease till now. Obviously, our immunity is really helping as well. Not that many casualties. There are a lot of deaths, but luckily the graph hasn't shot up in a drastic way. So people are quite optimistic about how things are going to pan out. But yeah, look, it's still difficult. You know, people are trapped inside, especially the guys who don't get food to eat in this day and
Mm.
age. The migrant workers and guys who work on daily wages are really struggling. So there's so many things happening, so many amazing people doing such a great job. But it's good to see. It's good to see the human side really coming up because that's the only option we have right now. No ego, no sort of manipulations anywhere. People just trying to help people in need, and there's always a silver lining to all of this. And I can truly see lives to help others is quite an amazing thing to see in such a crisis situation. So yeah, hopefully we are on the right path as well. I don't think that we're going to get to jog outside and all that anytime soon. I think you guys are luckier that way, and the condition seems much better than what it is here. But yeah, hopefully in time we should be able to do that as well. Mm.
Look, I might not be 100% accurate, but the way I've got it is that will be allowed to jog at least from next week. But I
Mm-hmm.
might be wrong before people
Mm-hmm.
get on my case. But Virat, I don't know what you feel. It almost feels like surreal. It feels like I'm part of a big movie here. But it is real with the virus. But the nice thing about a big movie is there's always opportunity. There's always a hero, and there's always opportunity for people to stand up and to make a
Yep.
difference, and to have seen the leaders and people inspiring each other, to give out a helping hand to people in need. And I think both of us have a big responsibility with that. And I think we'll touch on that a bit later, how we're going to try and make a difference together.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. I think obviously they are comparing this or even putting this across as even a worse situation than the World War. So we have no idea what happened back then. It would have been or doing the correct thing. It's a bit sad to see as well when people don't follow one vision, one goal, and it can make such a huge difference. I mean, people understand that today that if everyone gets together and work in the right direction, special things can happen. Things can come back to normal sooner than what people might think if they push in one direction. And yeah, it's actually surreal. I never thought we are going to see a time like this ever.
I can
It's just
compare
come
that.
so quickly.
I can actually compare that to cricket a lot. I think you'll relate with the fact that definitely in my career, very often you feel like you're a million miles away from achieving anything. And
Yep.
basically that never say die attitude, never giving up, pushing harder, pushing
Yep.
harder. Before you know it, things happen so quickly and so
Yep.
dramatically that you look around and you go like, hold on, I've just achieved something that no one else in the history has achieved before. And I think you can say that quite a bit about yourself and your stats. But we as cricketers, we never look at our stats that often. But looking back at a lot of hard work, all of a sudden magic happens. And I think we're in a similar kind of situation than some of our cricket games and cricket careers. If we just push on for a bit longer, they might not
Yep.
seem like there's light at the end of the tunnel, but before you know it, doors open up and the light comes
Yep.
through.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. I think as sportsmen, it or sportswomen, it teaches us a lot to keep bouncing back. That's something that is ingrained in us, and yeah, that should come on the surface for everyone. And we can totally relate to that mindset. We can keep pushing people in the right direction, keep motivating them, and that I think is our contribution right now. Apart from all the things that we do from financial side of things, helping people and charities and stuff, but apart from that, I think it's the motivation. It's touching the right emotion in people that really brings out the best in them, and
I
that's
don't know
something
if,
that we
yeah, 100%, and I don't know if
definitely
you're the
can do.
same, but it almost feels like your hands are tied in these times.
Yeah.
We want to do a lot, but you're locked up in your house. And I think from a mental freshness point of view and staying positive, it's important not to be too hard on yourself. Try and give a hand where you can, but don't pull yourself down when you feel like you're not changing the world in one day. It takes time, and every little bit helps. So certainly for me, I felt like, you know what, I've had a big following because of my cricket over the years, and I'm not doing enough. I tell my wife every night, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. And then she gives me the peace of mind, like, just stay patient. You are actually, I'll remember that guy, remember this, you are helping. And I think if you're patiently doing something positive every day, the big sum will eventually be something special.
I totally agree with you. I think when you do something for someone, it has to be special. It has to be something that makes an impact on their lives, and not everyone has to publicize it. Not everyone has to put it out there and show the world what I'm doing or whatnot.
100%.
Unfortunately, that's the kind of validation everyone's seeking. But you have to choose to live life in the right manner, and you have to choose to do the right thing. And as you said, Danielle is your pillar of strength for me in my life. Anushka is definitely that person who always pushes me in that direction. If anything is off, any kind of motivation, any kind of support, we're both there for each other. And I think we're blessed to have a great life partner and great people around us. And yeah, I've seen you impact people in a way that it's very different. It's very special. It's not out there. It's not for the world to watch, but the things you say to people, the way you come across, you treat them, certainly makes an impact on them. And I've seen that inside the change room. And I was just thinking from that note, I remember the first time we met after you were picked up by RCB. I remember it was in Johannesburg. And I'm excited for that. It's a very brief chat. Didn't know after so many years, after what, 9 years, we'll be, such good friends and have a great journey together. And yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful to create a lot of memories.
It's an interesting story because it's a very human thing to do. Is when you hear about someone for quite a few years, and Balchi has told me a lot about you leading up to, I think you were 18, 19, 20 when you started playing for RCB, and Balchi would tell me about you. And having known you for 3 years but never meeting you in that time, you sort of, it's a human thing to sort of put a bit of defense around yourself, I don't think everyone gets to enjoy the human side of them. You just see this image. But anyway, there's a good spirit inside of your body, and Biscuit, we all have a lot of respect for you and everything you've achieved.
Thanks.
Okay.
Brother. Thank you.
That's enough of that.
Yeah, it's a bit emotional. In any scenario that I can ever think of leaving this team. Because of the journey we've had, because of the love and the care the franchise has shown, the fans have shown. You can feel emotional about the season going well or not, but to have that loyalty with Bangalore, with RCB, it's been quite surreal. I don't know what you feel about it, but I just got this emotion. I was like, man, till the time I'm playing IPL, regardless of how we play, I am never leaving this team. There is no chance in any situation that I'm going to play for anyone else.
Not everyone is as sure of staying in a side as you are. So that has certainly been my inspiration for quite a few years now. I'd never want to leave Bangalore, but I know I've got to score runs if I want to stay there. So that's really pushed me. And obviously the fans, but it is crazy when you look back, and that I want to touch on. It's something that's on my mind a lot, is how people harp on stats and hundreds and big performances. And as nice as that is, every time I look back on memories of the IPL or playing for South Africa or any team for that matter, you think of relationships and connections and friends, and you don't really, yes, in the back of my mind, hey, I played a nice knock there. It's more often than not, people remind me of that. It's not myself thinking of it, but you think special, you think about special moments and the crowd's atmosphere, you know. So those are the kind of things I don't want to ever give away. I want to be in Bangalore for that for, I don't know how many years to come. So hopefully the IPL will happen this year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, we have no clarity whatsoever at the moment, but I'm quite optimistic. At some stage, we will definitely have something because things are moving in the right direction. And it's actually quite amazing because when people get back from this, when things are back to normal, I don't see things getting back to normal in the same manner that they were before everything happened. I think there are going to be a lot of changes. Lot of discipline has to be shown by people everywhere, is what I'm thinking. People have to respect guidelines and rules and all that. That surely, I think, is going to be our future. But whenever people come back to watch games or, you know, the players come back to play, there's going to be such different energy and pure enjoyment because what I've seen in this phase is there are a lot of times when you get egoistic and you think, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. In reality, you're controlling nothing. No one can do anything in the current situation. We all have to swallow our ego, just follow what's been told, and just be grateful for life. Try and help those who are in need, and that's all. We should be so grateful that we are able to sit in comfortable environments at a stage where so many people are struggling for food. And it really puts things in perspective, you know, when you don't have control of anything, you can't even get out of your own house. How can we claim to do something and make something happen? All we can do is just enjoy and just have a good attitude and give everything that we have. And I think it's drastically going to change the enjoyment part of things for a lot of people. People are going to stop getting so serious about, you know, their own games or results and all that sort of stuff. I think that pure love for everything is really going to come up on the surface. I don't know if you agree or not, but that's something I feel might help.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that'll never be the same again. That's for sure. And you touched on it briefly, and it's certainly something that I've become more aware of because of this pandemic. Is the hunger there is around the world. It's huge, and it breaks my heart. I don't know how to deal with it. That people are suffering, that they can't get food on the table. I mean, yeah, it really gets to me. So my focus has been on that quite a lot, and those are the kind of causes that I've been supporting, is really just trying to get food on tables, you know, and in people's hands. And I can't think of anything worse than not being able to give your family food. So that's been my focus, and certainly for the rest of my life, I'll try and make a difference when it comes to that. Obviously, different areas as well, but I think that's quite a big problem we have.
Yeah, I think I don't think there's anything greater than that. Nothing hurts you more than seeing people just struggling for a meal. And as I said, for the daily wage workers, it was all about working one day, making sure there's enough food, and then continuing the same cycle. You know, there's no concept of savings or anything. Such are the challenges and the realities of life for a lot of people. And we must all respect that. We must all help when we are in a situation that we can. Definitely, we should help. And it's so amazing that you are thinking on those lines. You're doing the same stuff. Me and Anushka are helping a lot. We have helped a lot as well. And yeah, look, these are the things that you can do as human beings. And it's not to get satisfaction for yourself out of it, but really understanding the other person's situation and the of no expectation of any sort. But listen, are you thinking of doing something about it? When I spoke to you yesterday, you were mentioning something that you wanted to bring up, but you didn't tell me about it. So please.
Yeah, I'll get to that. And the way I'm going to get to that is, obviously there's been quite a few memories with regards to the IPL. A lot has happened, and we've had a few good, nice knocks together that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. So there was a particular one in 2016 against the Gujarat Lions. I think you'll remember that one. We both scored.
Okay, now I understand why you told me yesterday that get a bat and a pair of gloves. Okay, go on. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Go on.
So it was a good partnership. It's a very enjoyable one, and
yeah.
If I can remember correctly, I got 120 odd, 129, I think, and you also got your 100 right at the end where I gave you the strike. No, I'm just kidding. So
Yeah.
that doesn't happen every day. The two batters get 100 in the same game. It was also the green game, which was a very special memory for me, where we did our bit in creating a bit of awareness
Yep.
for being eco-friendly for nature, which is very close to my heart. I know it's also close to your heart.
Mm.
And then I was just thinking that how can we make a difference? And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I told you to get hold of that bat that you use in that game, because I know you keep your
Okay.
bats. I keep my bats as well.
Okay.
Um, and I've still got the shirt of that game, and I always do it with the green games. I get yourself and a
Mm.
few guys to that supports getting meals on people's tables. And
Mm.
I
Mm.
was thinking of sharing the proceeds with you so we can get it in India and South Africa,
Mm.
50-50, and then we both support in our scores of getting meals on the table in memory of
Mm.
that day that we both scored 100 in a game, which is quite nice.
That's that sounds amazing, to be honest. The fact that
Yeah.
you also want to, share a part of it to India, where you have a massive, massive fan following, probably the most loved international cricketer ever in India. I sent
Uh,
you a picture of a guy riding a bike a few months ago with your T-shirt, if
uh,
you remember. So
that's very
quite
special.
special, quite an amazing gesture from you. And I've actually got the stuff that you asked me, with the
Aha.
wear and tear. So I can show people the stuff that I used. That season was so special. I've kept most of the things from that season because I don't think ever in my life will I be able to score that many runs in a single season. So I made sure that you can wake up from your sleep and hit it in the middle. Go on.
But anyway, so everyone listening, those of you who like to collect, even if you don't like to collect, go
Mm,
onto a platform called Bid or Buy. It's a South African platform, but you can bid on it globally, and
mm,
we'll courier the items to you. It might take a week or two. We'll see where it goes. If I feel the figure is big enough, I'll
mm,
announce the winner or the bidder on Instagram, and
mm,
we'll courier it straight to your doorstep, and we can put messages on there, personalize it the way you want it.
mm, mm.
Myself, it's my bat, my playing shirt from the day, Virat's bat, and both pairs of gloves that we both used on the day. Yeah.
That's quite amazing. Are you going to share the link on Instagram and Twitter?
I will put everything on there. I'm just going to get everything together. I've registered
Okay.
a account. I've also
Mm,
registered my foundation trust. It's a non-profit
okay.
organization. And once the funds come into my trust, I'll get it out to the right cause, and we'll
Okay.
also put that on Instagram, which cause we're supporting in both in India and South Africa. So we've got a bit of
Wonderful.
homework to do, eh?
Yeah, I think the foundation plan is very, very good. Obviously, you can give it to the right source, but
Yeah,
I can bring in my foundation as well, and then
yeah,
whatever funds you want to share, we can give it to the people that actually, on the ground, do a bit of groundwork and make sure that the stuff reaches the people who are in total need of it right now. So
yeah, yeah. I
listen,
know, and I
you've
know
done a
it's
lot of
tough.
special things.
I know it's tough times around the world, so it's not going to
playing right now for RCB, they still remember it, and it was just the camaraderie, the friendships, that emotion, that happiness in the change room is something that we all look forward to. We all
It's
love
weird.
the IPL for that.
It's weird how life works. So it honestly felt meant to be for us to win that season, especially the way we headed into the final so confident nothing was going to stop us. And such is life in sport. It doesn't always go your way. But goodness gracious me, it can go our way sometime soon. I wouldn't mind.
I still remember that final. Chasing, I don't know, 218 or something like that, and we were 109 overs, me and Chris. And I played that horrendous shot after getting to 50. And
Yeah.
I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, we needed 60 odd or 40.
That's, you remember that final? De Villiers, what were you thinking?
Yeah, but look,
But you know what? They
it's
played a good season. To be fair, they put pressure on us because they were the best death bowling team
yep,
of the tournament, and
absolutely,
I
hands
felt the
down.
pressure going a bit earlier than normal because Bhuvi and them
Yep,
were landing the Yorkers, and I felt, you know what, this
yep.
left arm has got to go because I might not get eatable balls in the next 30 minutes. So, but I wish I played it differently. A knock over extra cover would have been smarter, I think. Anyway, such is life, eh?
Well, such is life, absolutely.
Listen,
But
we
look, that's
all
what we live for.
found her. I that one season before you guys met, I think we hit about 2 billion balls in the nets, and now at
Yes.
least someone can get you away from the cricket stadium for a change. And you always had me pulled along. Come, Abes, let's go hit some balls. And I'm like, oh, this guy's never going to stop, is he? And then Anushka came, and now there's a balance. There's a bit of meditation. We chat. We have meals in the restaurants, and we still eat a
Yeah,
lot of cricket balls. But we are so
yeah.
grateful.
Look, the passion is always going to be there, but
I know.
when you find a life partner who is just meant to be for you,
Uh,
things fall in perspective by themselves, and you start believing that it's not all about just being obsessed about one thing. It's about being
true.
passionate, but love is always going to be the most important thing in life, and everything
Yeah.
else follows, and everything has to run in a balance. So I
No,
couldn't be
true.
more grateful that I found her, she found me, and things are just meant to be.
Yeah,
And
it's
I know
amazing
I
what
remember
a
your proposal as well, Taj Mahal.
that changed my life. Eh?
Yeah,
I
I
actually
know,
found
I
that
know.
video again on my laptop the other day, which is amazing. It's really cool. But I wanted to say it's amazing what an influence people can have in one's life. Eh? And we're
Yep,
speaking about our life
absolutely.
partners now, but growing up, there's a lot of people that shaped my career that no
Mm-hmm.
one knows about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think of parents, and you think of I think of someone like Gary Kirsten, who had one
Mm-hmm.
session with me when I was 19, and I'll never
Mm-hmm.
in my life forget that. I'll never forget the words he said. But that's the kind of impact just like 30 minutes from someone can have on one's life, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, life partners, obviously, it's on a whole different level.
Yeah,
But
that's a totally different conversation when you talk about your life partner. But I agree, in sport, in our careers, I can remember a few people, sort of growing into my career. Gary was obviously the first coach that I interacted with when I entered the Indian team, and he gave me just positive advice. And I used to have a problem of my front foot falling too far across, and I used to speak to him about it. And then he would say,
uh,
"Your head's good. You're not getting hit on the pad, so why are you worrying about your front foot?" So the positive feedback is what really helped me always, and
uh,
it was just a way to look at things. And pre Gary, in the IPL, when Bouch kept telling you, Mark Boucher kept speaking to you about me,
yeah,
he was the one guy who told me in 2008 that when I come to India 4 years from now to do commentary and I don't see you playing on the field, I'd be the most disappointed man in the world if I don't see you playing for India. And I played in 3 months' time, but he used to take me into the RCB nets with a tennis ball and a racket and make me practice bouncers and short balls at
mm,
that stage. He told me, if you want to play international cricket, you have to play the short ball, otherwise forget about it. So he had
Yeah,
the vision then. That was quite
yeah,
special. Then Duncan Fletcher, keen eye for the
yeah.
game. Amazingly got along well with him. Taught me so many things. There have been so many people,
Yeah.
whose contributions are neglected, overlooked, but we understand the importance of those. You're absolutely right. Spot on.
It's too many to mention. I can start from
I
primary
know.
school, but the trend is the same. It's someone, they don't use a lot of words, but they just
Mm,
plant a bit
mm.
of they plant a seed in your head that you could possibly do
Yep.
something special one day. And it's more the people that make you dream than actually
Yep.
someone pointing out mistakes. And I've never
True.
related well to that. I've never reacted well to that.
Yeah.
Maybe this and that's wrong and this is wrong.
Mm.
I've always gone like, oh, can you maybe tell me one positive thing, please?
Yep.
But there are naturals like a Gary Kirsten, and I think of high school coach Dion Buertis, Dennis Lindsay, Colin Detmer. I've worked with
Mm.
so many guys, Grant Morgan, that just plant a little bit of a seed that make you think, "Yeah, hold on, this guy he thinks that I could go all the way.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then you want to prove him right. Instead of proving
Yep.
someone wrong, you want to prove people right. And that's the
That's
big
so correct.
difference in mindsets when
That's so
someone
true.
believes in you. And
I
that's the
couldn't
kind
agree
of
with you
captain
more.
you are as well, whether you knew it or not. But your players want to prove you're right because you're Virat
Mm.
Kohli and what you've achieved, and the person that you are, and the amount of belief you have in us and the franchise. As a
Mm.
player, I feel like what I'm letting him down if I'm not scoring runs. You wanna do
Mm.
something special for a leader,
Mm.
and it takes a trick to become such a leader.
Yeah, look, I obviously took time to figure it out, but the only thing I felt like was the most sensible thing to do is empower people around you.
Yeah,
Because when you empower people around you, they become the best version of themselves, and eventually it helps the team that you've been given the responsibility for. But in
sure.
life as well, they realize themselves, and then they're able to lead their lives in the right manner as well. So I would
True.
love to see people taking responsibility and initiative by themselves, always have a helping hand around them, like myself or you as a senior. But I want to see guys coming into their own, youngsters coming in, having a 500-600 run season in the
Yeah.
first or second season, coming into test cricket. Don't worry about the guy who's played 100 tests. If you have a good mindset in your second or third test, you can get a 150. So, these kind of norms is something that I don't believe in. And I want people to break those norms and really become the best version of themselves. And that's where the
Yeah.
fun is. Sometimes I think people have too much regard and respect for systems and how
Mm.
traditions have been working and all that sort of stuff in sport. But I think when you break the shackles is when you do something special, and then people can relate to that and learn from that.
You see, the thing is, Biscuit, 90% of the things I achieved in my career, whether it's good or not, I honestly didn't believe it's possible. I swear.
Yep.
And it takes one or two little positive things and people in your life that just make you push a bit
Absolutely.
further. And you look
Mm.
back and you go like, how the heck did I just do that? How did you score 1,000 runs in an IPL season? I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. Did you ever think that's
I
possible?
know.
There's only
I know.
16
I know.
games or 14 games. And how do you
Yep.
score 1,000 runs? Come on, man.
No, you can't. You can't think about it again and again. Things
No,
are just meant to be. You have to respect them. You have to give everything that you have, and that's all you can do. And I was thinking about it. You spoke about RCB and having been so close, and people love to, take a dig at us,
no,
love to make fun of the franchise and all that sort of stuff. That's all fair. That's a choice people have. The
no.
the one thing that stands out for me and that'll always be special is why we play the game and how we play the game. For us, it is always going to be about the love for the game, giving
No,
everything that we have, not be obsessed with results, be determined, but not be
sure.
obsessed for results. And that's all we can do. And, eventually, the silverware or these numbers or nothing like that is going to stay behind you. All that you can always leave behind is the impact you had on people and how many
Mm.
people were you able to inspire. Obviously, you
No,
want to
spot
achieve,
on.
you want to win trophies, you want to win, you want to score runs, all of that. But it
Yeah,
shouldn't become such an obsession in your life that if that doesn't happen, you can't move forward.
sure.
And that's why I will always and always be here, just playing for RCB, doing well for RCB, just for the love with the fans and be able to inspire people. And that for me is always going to be the most important thing.
Yeah, spot on. I see. I don't know. I'd be probably going to answer a couple of questions from the fans. I see the
Okay.
couple of my friends asking me if there's alcohol in my drink. It's just a glass of water, guys. Relax, please. Am I talking that much nonsense? I thought I'm talking some sense here.
No, the other day I was speaking to KP. and he was drinking water in a beer glass, and Yuzi got so excited. He was like, "Oh, water in a beer glass, KP sir, you're a legend." I was like, "Yuzi, come on, man. You
You know
see a
what?
beer glass and you take off."
Talking about Yuzvendra Chahal. He's an interesting character. He calls me up at night, like at 1 o'clock in the morning SA time, and I go like, "What is he doing at 4 a.m. in India?"
Have you seen his TikTok videos?
He gives me a video call, and I'm like, "No, man."
Oh my word! You should
What?
you should go and check out Yuzvendra Chahal TikTok videos.
Oh, really?
You will not believe that this guy is playing international cricket and he's 29 years old. Just go and look at his videos. He's an absolute clown, but
Yeah,
he's such a
I'll
lovely
go.
guy.
While we're chatting, I just want the guys to ask some questions, and we'll answer as many as we can. Can you see your
Yeah,
feed
sure.
coming up?
Go ahead. I only see hello,
Yeah.
love struck, AB, love you, AB sir, 17 and 18 together.
Let's count. Let's
I'm
count how
ready
many
to fan of
people. How
you.
many people love me and how many love you. I hope I win.
I can only see AB everywhere, honestly.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm ahead. No, we'll hopefully get a cricket or a live or whatever question you want to ask, and then if
Go
I
ahead,
see one
guys,
or
if you
you
want to
see
ask
one,
a couple
we'll
of.
yeah. In the meantime, how old are you now, Biscuit?
32 in November.
You're getting old, eh?
Unbelievable. I'm working twice as hard now.
We have
Oh,
to.
it says one. Okay, one question says favorite innings against each other.
Oh my word.
Hmm. I know yours.
What's mine?
Bloody Mumbai when you smashed us all over the place. 400 and I don't know how many.
Yeah, that was one of my best knocks, ODI knocks of my life.
No,
You've
but
got
what's your favorite? What's your favorite?
no. I
Against.
honestly against any team or against you guys.
No, against India and mine against South Africa. I will mention them.
No, mine was definitely Wankhede Stadium, the final. It was 2-2 in that series. It was a good series,
Hmm.
and we've always wanted to win a series in India. It was a big. I was very motivated. I think
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, we've come up. What year was it? It was 2016, huh?
It was 2015.
Was
2015.
it? Yes.
Yeah.
So I was special. I've always
Hmm.
loved going to India, playing cricket there.
Yep.
We had some youngsters in the team as well that I felt I needed to inspire as a leader.
Hmm.
We had a very strong senior group, and that particular day it was 2-2. I felt we played better cricket in the series, and we should have clinched the series
Yep.
before then.
Yep.
But we
True.
opened up the door, and it went to Mumbai, and obviously the odds
Hmm.
were against us. Batting first there, Wankhede, it was a great wicket. I think you'll recall that. If we didn't get 400
Yeah.
plus, if we got 350, I think you guys would have got it. So we
Yeah.
just batted well and created a couple of amazing partnerships. I think Faf got 100 as well, and
Hmm.
Quinton.
Yep.
It was Quinn you got 100 early on, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a very
Thankfully, you
special
got
night.
out in the 45th over. Otherwise, we would have been chasing 500. Bloody hell, I can't
uh,
forget that game. Mine
you
would be, well, 2013 first test in the test series when I got 120 and 95 in the second innings. I got out to JP. I can't believe it. Second innings 95 at Johannesburg. Got behind. You were keeping. Bloody hell. It's my favorite because you bowled at me as well, and I didn't get out to you. And
Oh
that
my
was
word, I
obviously.
bowled. I've kept wicket for the entire test match. My legs were so numb. And the next minute, Graham tells me, "Are you ready to bowl a few overs?" I'm like, "Captain, are you serious? Virat Kohli is batting here. My legs, I can't feel my legs. I just want to get off the field." But
Yeah.
I've always been up for the challenge when it comes to bowling. But oh my word, I had a funny action that time as well. I was trying to do, but
It was. It was.
I knew you didn't want to get out to me. So it was.
Oh, I was so nervous. You know why it was special? Because I was playing with you for RCB. I had played against Dale for RCB. Dale was at his peak, 2013. He was going at me. He was right at me. We were batting first. I remember it was the first morning. We were about 30 for 2 at lunch, and we came out after lunch. And Dale was just bowling bouncers at me, and he kept chipping away at me. And I pulled one, and I beat Hashim at deep square leg. He couldn't move to his left. And after that, Dale didn't say anything to me, but that was amazing. He kept having a go at me, and
uh,
to be able to play against people that you know so well that, competitive spirit is always a great thing. But I think the IPL has helped immensely in that, just the mutual respect and just playing it the right way.
Definitely. And also the belief for different players that you can score hundreds anywhere in the world. I mean,
Yep.
it's not everybody who can score 100 the Wanderers on a green top with our bowlers running in there. If you score 100 there, especially batting first, the ball moves around in the morning there. If you've got to stick around for an hour and a half to really earn the right to start feeling like, you know what, I'm starting to get to understand the conditions and what's required to score big runs here. And you've had it unbelievably well that day. I mean, that whole test series, I mean, you were amazing. And you were part of the guys, obviously Sachin and a few others, but you were part of a big change, I feel, in Indian cricket, where the batters started playing the short ball better and they started doing special stuff everywhere around the world, People were very quick to say early on, like 10, 15 years back, South Africans can never score hundreds in India. And I feel it's more of a level playing ground these days where all batters are adapted to score hundreds everywhere in the world. Dale Steyn went to India and got a 10-fer. I mean, where was it? I think Hyderabad. No, it wasn't Hyderabad. Where was it? Anyway, somewhere.
It was Nagpur.
Nagpur, yes. I mean, it's one of the flattest wickets in the world, and it takes turns sometimes. Never mind, you can't come as a seamer there and take 10. But those kind of things started happening, and a big reason for that is the IPL. You're right. It inspired a lot of people to do special stuff all over the world.
I think the one thing that's changed now with the IPL is, thanks, my love. One thing that changed now with the IPL is playing field now is because obviously you understand the strengths and weaknesses of all players you play with globally first. And secondly, the bowling attacks have become so good now that you can go and take 20 wickets anywhere in the world. And I think that makes it much more exciting to play because when you go play a series, whoever plays better or whoever bats better wins that series. And that's been the case in the last 5-6 years. That's the trend I've seen.
I've got a very interesting question for us, and I think the way we're going to do it. People asked here, who's the best 11 in the world? Pick your world team. So I think we go through it where we each get a chance. So I'll go opening bat 1, you go opening bat 2, I'll go batter number 3, you go 4. Okay. And it can be from any era. But I mean, I'm not going to go too far back because I want the people to at least, be fresh in people's memories, especially some of the younger fans. Okay, shall we go for it?
Let's do our era itself. Let's not go further back.
Okay.
Let's do the last 7-8 years.
Okay, I like that. It's tough because we haven't thought of it, and I'm going to forget people, and some of my friends might call me up and go like, "Why am I not on the team?" Okay, ODIs or Test matches?
ODIs.
ODIs. Okay, opening bat. Sure. It's a very tough one. Okay, I'll go Sachin, number 1. Row at opening. Are we just going to go India, South Africa to save ourselves? Okay, you believe it or not, but you're at number 3. Well done.
Okay, you're at number 4. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, thank you very much, Virat. Now we're going to have to start thinking about some all-rounders. Jock Callis at number 5. But we might change the batting order up depending on what kind of wickets we're playing. Sometimes Jake's might bat at 3, you go to 4, I'll go to 5. Fair enough.
Actually, let's do India, South Africa. You're correct.
Okay, I'm happy. 6?
Yeah, Jack Callis 5. I would go UV at 6.
Okay, so now we have a left arm spinner and we have an all-round seamer. Okay, so we don't need another all-rounder really. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no, we can go another impact player. Who do we go at 7?
We need a keeper.
Oh dear. Well, I can take the gloves, eh? Or what about MS?
Of course, you have to bring in MS.
The finisher.
MS at 7, I would say.
And some games I think MS might bowl a couple of overs as well. Watching him warm up every game. Okay, 8.
8. Think of a 8, 9,
spinner?
10, 11. With 4 left. A spinner. For me, the spinner would be.
It's Imran, Jadu, Ravi, Ashwin. Kumble.
I would say in ODIs, I would say Jadeja as the left arm.
Okay, Jadu at 8. It can be a leg spinner as well. It can be Yuzi, it can be Kuldeep, Imran Tayer. There's a lot of leggies. Although Imi will bat at 11, so I don't know. Good luck.
It's such a difficult squad to pick. Okay, let's put in both leg spinners. Let's put in Imi and Yuzi. Let's put in the Chinaman as well.
Okay, but hold on now. We're still at 8.
Okay, let's go.
Who's at
Yuzi
8?
at 8. Yeah.
Okay, Yuzi at 8. Then I'm picking 9. So just slow down.
Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go Dale Steyn at 9. Okay, hold on. It's either Dale, Morne, or Kagiso.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. I'll get a number 11 as well. So I'm gonna go Dale at 9.
You know what? I'll tell you something. We'll go Dale Steyn.
In the squad. Jadu will be in the squad.
We love all the guys that we play with. So we will have a squad of 30.
Oh my word, it's tough. Fielding coach, Jonty Rhodes. Who's our coach?
Coach would be Gary.
Okay, Gary, coach. Okay, I'm happy. It's enough. We're gonna.
Okay, there we go. No more picking squads for that.
Sorry about
listen, one. I think this will be a good question to end our chat with. We were worried about how we're gonna go through this chat, but I see that we've been going great guns and it's been amazing. Okay, someone mentions captain. I think MS. For me, MS probably is the most balanced choice. So there we go. Captain sorted as well.
I'm happy with that. I've never played under him, but I've always had the world of respect for him. The way he handles himself on and off the field. I mean, he's always calm. He knows the game well, so I'm happy with that. Just before we go, remember the platform is called Bid or Buy, but I'm going to post it. And here's my bet. Here's my shirt. Virat stuff is there, and we'll get it posted to you. Please be kind and generous and support a really good cause.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our banter, our chats, our experiences together. AB, stay safe. Enjoy time with family. Give my love to the kids and Danielle as well. And everyone else out there, please stay safe. Follow what's been told. We'll be through this sooner than we think.
Thanks for listening, all the South Africans, everyone around the world. I'm going to do my homework and get some feedback on this chat and see if we can change some of the topics, and we'll do it again at some stage. Thanks, Biscuit.
Cheers, my brother. Take care.
Cheers. Take care.
Bye.